Hi folks, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the story of Sears and how they started and how they ended. This is Richard Warren Sears. He was born in 1863 and he died at 50 in 1914. And he is the founder of Sears. When Sears was 23, the young Sears jumped at an opportunity and made an agreement with a wholesaler to keep profit that he would reap above $12 and the other guy would get the rest. He set about offering his wares to other station agents, because he worked at the railroad at the time, and made a few bucks. Well, then within 6 months, Sears netted $5,000, and he was so confident in his venture, he moved to Minneapolis and founded R.W. Sears Watch Company. And then the rest is kind of history. In 1887, he moved his company to Chicago. And then, because of the important transportation hub that Chicago was, and then the guy Roebuck was his first employee. He was the guy that fixed his watches. Sears realized he had a talent for writing promotional copy. He took his approach in his ads, speaking directly to rural and small town communities, persuading them to purchase by mail order. Kind of like his new competition. Actually, he became the competition to Montgomery Ward's. Remember them? Montgomery Ward started in 1872, where Sears started in 1892. And Montgomery Ward's was a hard competitor for a long time, but they met their demise in 2001. I remember we used to call Montgomery Ward's Monkey Wards. Well, back to Sears, he even sold at his peak new homes in his catalog. And there's some in the Chicago area, and some of them are actually worth more because of the nostalgic value to them. This picture is pretty interesting. It appears to be all ladies that are making the catalog for Sears. I grew up in Downers Grove, Illinois, and here's a picture of our Sears store. Well, I remember when I was 11 in 1971, my dad taking me to the brand new Sears store that opened in the Woodfield Mall. It was the biggest mall in the world at that time. And I remember going there, and it was just different than our Sears store in town. And I didn't like it. Here's an aerial view of the Sears Roebuck store in Woodfield. This was their crown jewel, and now it'll be closing November 1st, 2021. Shortly after they had opened the new Sears store in Woodfield Mall, they started building the huge world's tallest building, skyscraper, called the Sears Tower. My stepdaughter Nicole went to Sears in Woodfield and shot this footage and narrated a little bit to show you the last store in the Sears dynasty. Here's her videos.
Standing outside the last Sears in Woodfield Mall, Illinois, about to close in November of 2021. Opened in August 4th, 1971, and is now closing in November of 2021.
It's always sad to see the end of an era that doesn't come to a good ending, like Sears. The competition today is so fierce online that, and Sears got such a bad reputation, they couldn't survive.
In the 1980s, Sears became the largest retailer in America. Sears started its decline in 1992. The company was no longer thriving in retail industry. Sears filed for bankruptcy in 2018. The last Sears store is now closing in Schaumburg, Illinois.